Welcome back, everyone. So in this video we will be making the handle delete request. Okay, the form, sorry, or the submit. So what we're going to do here is we are just going to come back to our home.js, and we want it, let's say we want to try to make it over here, our button. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are just going to create another div, and inside of the div we want our button. Okay, and for the button we want it to be an X, just like that. So let's just style it a bit. We want the font to be bold. Okay, all right, just like that. Okay, so now what we want to do is we just want to bring this up here. Okay, so one way we could go about doing so is, let's see if this works. We go to, normally get confused with this one or this one, but we'll take a look. So we'll see relative, and then the div here, we can make this absolute. So once we have that, we can just say top 0, so top 0, so hopefully it takes us to the top here. Perfect. And now if we wanted it to be to the right 0, we could move it all the way to the right. Okay, and now we can just move it along. So let's make this a 9 here. Oh, did it change? A 9, that way. Perfect. And I think we can just leave it there, that way it'll be away from here if the title or the preview is long. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to make it a hover a bit here. So we want the color, actually the border, we want a border, and then we want, actually sorry, let's just do this here. We want a border, of course. Okay, so we have the border. We want the border to be rounded as well. So we want it rounded and XL, that way, actually full, that way it could be a circle full. Okay, and let's make the border black, just like that. Okay, perfect. So now what we want is just want to make the width a little bigger. So let's say, I think 50 will be too much, 30 pixels. Perfect. Oh, that's perfect sizing. So let's just try 40. Perfect, that's great. All right, and now we just want to hover inside. So let's just do this. We want hover, and then BG, we want, of course, the teal, and I believe it was 700 if I'm not mistaken. And then we want the hover as well, the text, once we hover, to be white. Okay, so let's take a look here. Why isn't the BG? Okay, working, that's why. Okay, and just like that, perfect. So it's working perfectly, like that, guys. All right, and let's just add some padding here, that way we could just drop it down a little bit. So let's make the top at least be 1, push it down. All right, perfect, like that, guys, perfect. So now we can just go ahead and make the handle delete. So kind of similar as we did with the handle submit here, we're going to make a handle delete. So we just go to the home page and we're going to type in const handle delete. Okay, and then we'll make the function, and then we are going to be passing on the ID, because remember, when it comes to the delete request, we do it by the ID, and that's the important thing here, which is the ID. Okay, so let's go back to the home, and now we are going to do Axios. We're going to use Axios to not get, not post, but to delete now. Okay, and then now what we're going to do is we are going to copy this here. Okay, and we're going to use the backticks as well to kind of manipulate it as well. Okay, so we want to do this here and then type in the ID, just like that. Okay, then once we click it, we just wanted to fetch the blocks, that way we can render this part instead of the whole page, and it'll just render this part as if it's automatically doing it fluidly. It'll look great. So we want fetch blocks and then just call it just like that. Okay, So now, lastly, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the button here and then just make an on click. Okay, and then you can type in this as if, but we're not using the event, the parentheses, and then as if going on a function, and then we're gonna type in handle delete, and then inside we're gonna add blog dot underscore ID. And remember we're getting this underscore ID from here. Where is it? Here, from here. Okay, so perfect. So that should be it, and let's see if it works. So let's just make this bigger, X this out, and let's just, as well, if this doesn't work, let's just make a catch. Almost forgot about that. Okay, console.log unable to delete post. Okay, and then give us the error. Okay, perfect. Actually, no, because it's not. Okay, just tell us unable to delete the post. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this here, and then since we're going to console log it, we want to inspect. Okay, so we want to delete this test here. So let's go ahead and delete it. So, and you'll see this 5 turn to a 4. Let's delete it. Let's see if it works. Look at that, guys. Perfectly. And look how fast and fluid that was, right? So let's say Tuesdays. Boom. Already done, right? And the reason why you want to refetch it, because let's say if you just take this out, right? You see how fluid that was right then and there? Users want to see that as well. They don't want to have to reload the page. So now, since we commented out, we took it away, if we just exit out, nothing happened, as you can see, right? But now if we reload the page, it's not going to be there, right? So that's why it's good to use the re-rendering the fetch blogs, just to get that feature as well. So perfect. Look at that, guys. So now it's working, and then if you go to the database, now we're going to be left with 2, as you can see here. All right, so awesome, guys. So that was pretty perfect here. And the last thing that we will set up here, the last few things that we will set up are our blog page here, our blog profile page. As you can see, we go into it. We're just going to fix this up a bit, that way it can show our blog profile, and then our update, that way we can make any updates if we see we misspell something or any of that sort of thing. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.